More than a year and a half since COVID's initial cases, we still have no answers as to how it started. Where did it come from? A report commissioned by the Biden administration and released last week did not even reach a definitive conclusion the second time around, saying only that both theories, natural occurrence or lab leak, were plausible. The president says China has to be more transparent. Is that happening? No, it's not so far. Can we make it happen? Let's ask. For more perspective tonight, joining us now is Anthony Ruggiero. He led the investigation with the National Security Council into the origins of COVID-19 under President Trump. Thank you for joining us tonight, Anthony. Here's the breakdown so far, just in case people missed it on Friday. 4 intelligence community elements believe this was natural, with low confidence. 1 IC element believes it was a lab origin with moderate confidence. And then the other 3, they can't decide. Which one is right based on what you know?
Well, thanks for having me. I mean, my view is it was probably a lab origin leak, whether they were doing experiments or they were collecting those samples in caves somewhere in China. What we do know and what the IC was definitive on is that the Chinese are hiding information, they're hiding data, and they're not sharing it with the international community. And they haven't been really truthful about this pandemic really since it started.
And they're still not. We can't get some sequencing information, can't get access to the original cases. You were privy to things that were happening behind the scenes. And just last week, a Washington Post columnist, he's also an author about China, his name is Josh Rogin, revealed that sources tell him the Wuhan lab workers who initially got sick lost their sense of smell, had what's called ground glass opacity in the lungs. It's particular to COVID usually, and also worked in the bat coronavirus division. Is that true?
If Josh's reporting is true, but I will just say that the interesting thing to me in the IC report last week is that they said that there could have been a small scale outbreak of some kind no later than November 2019, which is earlier than the official December 2019 when the pandemic started, or at least the initial cases came out. That says to me that the IC has something, at least by November 2019, that they can make that kind of statement. And it's been reported earlier, I think by the Wall Street Journal, that those lab workers were sick in November 2019.
Mm-hmm. And now, according to Josh Rogin from Washington Post, we have those other details which are kind of alarming. One other thing that he mentioned was apparently this lab, that they had a lot of their data made available to the public, but it got yanked offline in September suddenly without any sort of explanation. You worked with the National Security Council. Why do you think that might be?
Well, the official line from the Chinese is that it was taken off because of cyber attacks, but that timing is awfully convenient. And there are probably many ways to make that data available, especially to the investigators, whether it's to the World Health Organization or to independent researchers of some type. There's certainly a way. I'm not a cyber expert, but there's certainly a way. If you're concerned about cyber attacks,
get a floppy disk.
It certainly doesn't. Right. It doesn't take since September 2019. So that excuse doesn't really hold up. But the Chinese from the beginning. I mean, I remember from the beginning of the pandemic, they were saying all these things that are not true, that turned out to not be true about the virus as well.
Well, the 101 is, what did you know? When did you know it? We know what we don't know, and that's how did this start, what sort of data is out there. And the IC and the Biden White House have said we need more transparency from China. I'm sure you said it in the past. President Trump said it in the past. We're not getting that sort of transparency. It's critical because we don't know what else exists. We don't know if it came from a bat, from a lab, whatever it is, but we don't want it to happen again. How do we force this issue?
Well, that's the Biden administration has taken one approach, and that approach has been to try and first politely ask and then get other countries to ask the Chinese. Chinese have not only said no, thank you, but they've increased their suggestion that the virus actually came from the United States, which is not true. But the Biden administration has to decide, where does this fit in the U.S.-China relationship? Are they willing to issue sanctions? Are they willing to do other coercive measures? And if they do that, that may harm other things like their attempted cooperation on climate change or on Iran or other issues with the Chinese government. But this issue, as we've seen, the pandemic has been such a societal and economic issue for not just for the United States, but for the world, that we need to understand where it came from so we can protect ourselves to prevent the next one.
So you believe that they would take retaliatory measures? We saw it with other nations, that if other nations mentioned, being concerned about this or it having origins even in Wuhan, they got really upset. President Trump couldn't get the information. So far, President Biden couldn't get it. Do you think they'd retaliate?
The Chinese will retaliate, but will they be able to match what we would be able to do to them? Is certainly now, if we can get other countries to get on board with us to do these kinds of measures. But I think for Biden in particular, being president is very complicated because you have all these different issues matching together. And so how does he see the U.S.-China relationship, and where does he see this on the list of priorities? And now we have North Korea restarting its nuclear facility. That requires China's cooperation. So they're all linked together. I think for him, he has to articulate where does this fit and what is he willing to do to get this information.
Right. As you laid out there, that's a 50,000-piece puzzle. Boy, very complicated. Anthony Ruggiero, thank you so much for joining us tonight.